So we got a game that's pretty major. Game I'll be watching. My game of the week was last week was the Rams and the Eagles. So now I got a new game. New game of the week. And that will be an evening game at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the New England Patriots, who just came off a loss to the Miami Dolphins, that was no surprise there. But they will be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will be taking on Matt Farrell's Pittsburgh Steelers. So Grego is in the building and Matt Farrell is in the building as well. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this game will be in, I forgot where they're playing, Heinz Field. So this will be in Pittsburgh. And New England's 10-3 and Pittsburgh is 11-2. So that one loss did hurt, the Patriots to the Dolphins because they're both trying to get, they'll probably both have first round buys, probably, but it's more about home field advantage where you're going to have to come through. And if Pittsburgh can beat New England, one, that gives them a 2-game lead, which pretty much would lock up, home field. New England is definitely not trying to have that happen. So it's going to be interesting in some of the matchups. It's going to be Malcolm Butler versus Antonio Brown. Except this is not, a commercial. Yeah, when they did the commercial, about 2 years ago. So this is going to be real deal. Can Belichick and Patricia dial up a defense that slows down Le'Veon Bell? They got carved up a couple days ago by Kenyon Drake. Carved up. And Le'Veon is just sitting there, mouth watering. But on the flip side, here's the thing. Gronk is going to be back. Yep, Gronk is going to be back. That's going to change the dynamic of how, these Patriots play. That should take some of the pressure off of guys like Brandon Cooks, Chris Hogan, Danny Amendola. Burkhead was playing, pretty well. He had a touchdown, last week. So it's going to be real interesting. Who I have winning? I'm still analyzing that. I will have an answer for you on Saturday's show. So make sure you just tune into the Wait a Minute Show on Saturday, thewaitaminuteshow.com, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will have an answer for you on there. But, Big Ben is coming off a 500-plus yard game. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, he's not going to have another game like that. No. He's not going to have 400. I don't even think Ben is going to have 300. I think he'll have around maybe 250, 270, somewhere around there. How many touchdowns? I don't know. But it's definitely not going to be 506 yards. And I think he had like 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's not going to happen. Grego made a good a point that they just signed Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt is not playing, Grego. He, to me, they got him probably for the playoffs more than, right now. And I look at that like Michael Floyd. They picked up Michael Floyd. He paid off dividends in the playoffs. So I think that's what they're going to be looking at for, Kenny Britt. I just don't think he can get up to speed with the offense as fast as they would need him for him to contribute right now, But it is, to me, Kenny Britt, at times he has these great games, and with the Patriots, they just need you to have one game. That's one thing about the Patriots that I would say that they don't need, other than Tom. Tom is the only person, but if Deion Lewis runs for 2 touchdowns and 125 yards, they don't need Deion to do that next week to win. They'll say, you know what, we're going to give the ball to Burkhead. We're going to give it to Gronk. We're going to give it to, someone else. They just need someone that week to ball out and then someone else to ball out. And that's what makes the Patriots so hard to defend, because it's just like, other than Tom, that's it. That's the head of the snake, and you got to try and cut that off. But the rest of them, you got all these other moving parts. With the other team. I mean, with the other players on this team. So Steelers versus Pat. I will say this. I think it'll be a high scoring game. I think this will be in the 30s somewhere. Patriots will come out to try and destroy the Steelers, but I don't think they're going to let that happen. I don't feel that they're going to let that happen in Pittsburgh. There will be some struggles. But we also got Juju Smith-Schuster. He'll be back. He came off a 1-game suspension. How will he impact, that Pittsburgh offense? Who's going to cover Juju Smith-Schuster? He's having a pretty good year for a rookie. A pretty good rookie year. It's very hard, y'all. I mean, I wish I had an answer for you as far as like who I thought was going to win this, but both teams have very, very good reasons why they could win the game. Pittsburgh is high powered. I mean, New England can be high powered. It may come down to their defense. It may come down to if guys like Trey Flowers is going to play. He didn't play last week. Get some pressure on Ben. Are they going to have someone that can step up in place of Ryan Shazier? Shouts out to Ryan Shazier, man. Hopefully he gets better. Everyone is always cheering for him. But very interesting. I just gotta look at some more things. I gotta sleep on it. I just gotta sleep on it, because I mean, this game. I mean, if the Patriots win, they put the pressure on Pittsburgh. Let me check the schedule, because Pittsburgh remaining schedule is, let's see. Give me 1 second. So they play Houston and they play Cleveland. I think they're just going to have to keep pace with them, because New England's schedule, let's check to see what New England is. They play Buffalo and they play the Jets, which are, of course, division opponents, but Jets have always given the Patriots struggles, but they have not beat them recently. They put up a good fight, but not, to the point where the Patriots got to be worried about it. Same thing with Buffalo. I'm sorry, Ref Buff, but it is what it is. They own this division, and I don't think they're going to be worried about Buffalo and New Jersey. So they are pretty much going to be pumped up to win this game, and at the end of the tie, they got the tiebreaker because they got the hit-to-hit. And everything runs through Gillette Stadium. I'm going to sleep on it. Saturday, I promise y'all, I'll have an answer. But Pittsburgh versus the New England Patriots, that it will be the game of the week. I promise you, there won't be any other game on here that will live up to it. Book it! There you go. I just booked something for y'all. So, now, on this show, I love to point out positive things. Sometimes we do the Big L, award. That's, one of Lopan's favorite awards. Indeed. Yes. But we're not doing, the Big L award tonight. No. We're on some positive stuff. And I just wanted to, before we go into it, because tonight we're going to do just a question, but before we go into just a question, it's a lot of people out here doing stuff. We talked about, the Wait a Minute show, Toy Drive, and how you can go there and donate and all that stuff. But it's other people doing mad stuff out here. Andrew Wentworth, buying people bikes. the brow, Anthony Davis, he provided toys and a car, for a single family household, and all this stuff. So it's a lot of stuff, that people are doing out here. But I want to point out, a couple brothers who were in the news for some for not good situation. The Morris twins, Markeith and Marcus, they actually, and they had their mother do it because the season is going right now. But at their hometown, they had their mother, and this is so sweet of mommy to do this. Of Mommy Morris do this, but they went to Walmart, or their mother went to Walmart, and they paid $6,000. They used $6,000 to pay off people's layaway. And for those who don't know, Walmart always open up their layaway program for December, so people who want to get gifts that can't afford it, they can at least pay on it and get them out. And let's be honest, at times things happen, things come up, life happens, and people are paying on these things, but then they still don't have all the money because stuff come up. And then they end up not being able to get these items out of layaway, and it goes back on the shelf. It goes back on the shelf. And unfortunately, there are people that have to deal with that. And the Morris twins decided, hey, we're not going to let that happen. Not on our watch. Not today. So we're going to send moms down there, give her some racks, and pay off some layaway tickets. And it was just awesome because she went up there and people that was trying to get stuff out of layaway, I got you. And just, enjoy the rest of the day. And it was a beautiful moment. So again, we always want to point out, some positive that's going on in this world, because there's so much negative stuff that's out there that you don't even have to look it up. It's in your face the entire day, So we want to point out some positive stuff. So shouts out to the Morris twins, man, for Marcus and Markeith Morris for doing that damn thing. So we're going to get into our last segment for the show, and that is Just a Question. So
Just a question.
So Just a Question is just something that goes on in the mind of Jelani J.B. Bodie, and it's just, sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's just like, I don't understand. Maybe you can help me out, with this. So tonight it's just, can you help me out with this? So if you got the answer, I'm willing to listen to the answer. Put it in the chat room, or if you get it later, maybe in the middle of the night, you wake up and you say, I got it. Then you can go on, email me. waitaminuteshow@gmail.com and give me the answer. So tonight's question, today it was announced that Indiana was going to get the 2021 All-Star Game. And I'm like, wow. And you heard me talk about Chicago, saying it was long overdue, that Chicago should have been had the All-Star Game, with the basketball history and, all that they have. Indiana has a pretty, good basketball history with the Hoosiers and just with the Pacers just in general. And Indiana is a basketball state. So it makes sense. So again, I'm not hating on any of these teams, but I just want to point out something, this upcoming year, 2018, it's in Los Angeles, the All-Star Game for the NBA. 2019, it's in Charlotte. Obviously, they're making up for what it was supposed to have been in Charlotte, 2 years ago? And it wasn't because of the whole situation. We're not going to get into that. But, it went to New Orleans, and now they getting it back to Charlotte. So, cool. I get that. No problem. Chicago is 2020, and then they just gave Indiana 2021. So, my question is, it's been since 2003. When is Atlanta going to get the All-Star Game again? It has been since 2003. What are we? This is 2000. So it's been 14 years. 14 years. Yes, years, bro. Since Atlanta has hosted the All-Star Game, and I don't get it. Transportation. I mean, as far as like getting in